Welcome back to Popes and Pylons. Let's play some more Europa Universalis IV. We're still playing as Rügen. We're still going for a custom achievement, the Emperor's Pirates. And, well, we're still working on grabbing half of that custom achievement, which is grabbing the Even Better Than Piet Heyn achievement, which requires us to, gosh darn it, to privateer a treasure fleet worth, well, we have to take 100 ducats worth out of it. Unfortunately, treasure fleets coming out of New Spain here have so far been 100 ducats and change, which would require us essentially to have 100% trade power in the Caribbean, which we don't have, and it's very hard to get with privateers. So, we should give another look to South America, though, because there's a lot of stuff down here, and maybe there's some gold that I missed. And maybe there's a place we can privateer that is not the Caribbean that actually has gold income. So there's this place, which is Garbage. You can see that in the goods produced. So this one here, Potosi, is slightly better. Well, it's quite a bit better. Well, it's only 4 dip development, but it's a bunch of development. So that one is going to produce a bit more money. So I suppose Arequipa from Portugal, but that would be a separate treasure fleet. And that's about it. Well, no, there's Cusco. Cusco's interesting. That's 6 development of gold. Cusco is whose? Oh, yeah, actually a native. Gosh darn it. Seems unlikely, unless there's multiple gold mines in one of these, Castilian Brazil or Portuguese Brazil or Spanish La Plata. Because I'm pretty sure that these each have their individual treasure fleets going out. So if they have multiple gold mines, they should add up. But that doesn't look quite like... Maybe because... No, there's Spanish Upper Peru here, which is not part of Castilian Brazil. Nah. Still not good enough. Still kinda gotta hope for something nice to come out of Spain. Oh, if only they took the Aztec stuff over here, that would be so good. Look at all that gold. Hey Spain, why don't you keep on eating up the Aztec? Coahuila here. Wait a minute. No. Wait, why do you have so much goods produced? 1.34. It seems like a lot compared to other places. What's going on here? Oh, +1 from luxury goods being in demand. Oh, that's interesting. It's there until January 42. Can I see since when it is happening? Is that part of... I don't think so. So what I'm thinking here is if they currently have class 1 goods produced, which is huge on that gold mine, we might be seeing bigger treasure fleets coming out of Coahuila in New Spain and therefore going through the Caribbean than we've seen before. We have, how many years? Quite a few years, right? What did it say? Coahuila... January 42. We have 12 years. So we probably can keep an eye on the next number, the size of the next treasure fleet we see. And that's a big one, and we start sending off people over again. That seems like a decent approach. I think we have time for 2 treasure. I don't quite know how they work, but that should be fine. It's still possible that treasure fleets really don't go over 100 ducats. Although the fact that they were like 100 and a bit makes me think that that's not true. But it's possible. I wouldn't know. If that's true, then I need like a huge privateering fleet. I don't even know how I would do it. I suppose I might have to know even then. I think even that would not work. If I had full control of the Caribbean trade node and were privateering there, I think I still would only get part of the pie, right? Because part of that would still be Rugen then. Also, I believe. Let's have a look at the next treasure fleet. And hopefully that fixes things. We're not at war. we did finish a war recently where we took a bunch of stuff, well, a few decent outposts here from the Brits, a few places from the Dutch, which we're gonna have to deal with the fact that there's gonna be unrest. It's a thing, but I mean, that's fine for now. I don't think 32 is enough to make another claim on the Swedes here before we get unpaused. It is not. Not that I'm super interested. Oh, but I am interested in looking at Venice again, which hopefully still likes me. They do. If I were to start... I don't have the range. Right. And I was considering taking the tech to do it. Already forgot all about that. So, I want to annex our vassal down here so we can raid all these coasts. That would be huge money. To do so, we need coring range on this. And the only way I see to get coring range... Well, no, there are two ways, actually. Right. We talked about that, too. One way would be to take the tech early, which seems terrible. The other way would be to have a core that's closer. Because right now we're basically to Crete, right? And I think that's enough. If we're at Crete, we can eat them all. And if we look at... keep not finding that map mode. It is a... Not a... It's a diplomatic one? No, it's an economic one. It's always throws me off. Here we go. There you go. Yeah, we're almost there. So if instead of, say... does it say what the closest port is, actually? For supply reach, it's different. Does it tell me if I'm in this map mode? No. That's a shame. Because, I mean, I can guess that my closest port is either something over here in former Denmark, or I guess potentially possibly like the Faroes or Shetland or something, but it seems unlikely. It's probably just Denmark. Same. Either way, Cornwall here should be a lot closer, and that should be good enough. So we're waiting for these to hit, yes, I remember now. We're waiting for these to hit close to 100%, and we're going to scooter toggle them so they don't actually get annexed for a moment until we have our core in, say, Cornwall. And then we should be able to start the annexation of the rest and time that properly. Okay. Plan made. Well, plan rediscovered, I suppose. Ooh, we died again. Unfortunate. We are still looking for... Is that true that we're looking for admin or everything else? We are doing a military technology, if I'm not technology, idea group. Right? Yeah, we're doing quality, so I suppose we're going to run a captain for now. Captain, my captain. Improve the capital for some manpower or some ducats. We're at Carbish, right? Yeah, let's use the manpower, it's fine. How big is our capital right now? It must be pretty decent with all the pillaging we've been doing. Yeah, 45, it's not huge. It's okay. By the way, the patch notes for the new... I don't remember what they called it. It's not Majafit. It's Songhai. Yes, the Songhai patch that they announced. That's going to come along with the immersion pack Origins, or so they're called, with their focus in Africa. And it's not going to be a huge game changer, which I actually am for once. Usually I wasn't the biggest fan of the immersion packs because they didn't add that much to the game. With the recent track record of breaking the game and making huge sweeping changes, well, ish, and breaking everything, I am a lot more into do very little, do a bit of flavor, which is, I'm not gonna say it's free, but the people who make missions and stuff for Africa are not the people who produce game-breaking bugs or remove them. So it's nice to sort of split that focus. Anyway, my point is, tiny expansion, probably not the hugest patch, but there's a change that's gonna at least improve my gameplay by like 79%. You can no longer pillage for your subjects. And you might say, you know, that's just negative, right? It's a nerf. If I had the option before and I don't have it now, that's bad. And I mean, technically you would be right. But in practice, the only time I ever pillage for a subject is when I click the wrong button. And when that's no longer possible, I cannot click the wrong button anymore. Now, if they would remove the ability to protect against pirates in a node where I clearly want to privateer, then that would also be great. Although, quite unlikely to be relevant for our upcoming next campaign. And it's unlikely that I switch to the new patch with this campaign. I'm probably going to run this one on the old patch until it's done and then start new one when we have the new patch, probably in Africa. Because new missions, new area, right? I mean, it's not a new area. We've played here before, but not intense amounts. The homie was fun. Great campaign, by the way. It's a bit old now, but if you want to watch it, that's just 10 episodes, I think, or something. Quick little Home is Where the Heart is run. Home is Where the Heart is Wales. This was... What's the name of the homie achievement? I don't remember, but it's great. And short. It was pretty fun. Anyway, go watch that after you watch this. Or if you're bored or something and haven't watched it yet. Anyway, back to the game here. I should stop blabbering about so much and just do my job. Oh, I wish it was a job. I wish somebody would pay me for this. Nobody ever does. I should probably, while we're at peace, sort of coalesce my individual troops that are hanging around places, right? 13,000 folks. I say individual. That's actually not so individual at all. But this one stack here should really not. Well, it shouldn't be. Why are you here not making me money? Privateer. Oh, the Caribbean place. Not Constantinople, not the English Channel. I want the Caribbean. Should be on this list. Am I not? What are you doing? You're not privateering. Oh, it might show the most prominent trade power in that screen. I was wondering why we don't have a right. If I was just to show you what I'm confused by. If I go to this screen, I go to privateer, and I find, say, the English Channel where we're privateering. It has a pirate flag, and Constantinople is the same. I was wondering why the Caribbean doesn't have that, but this is the most prominent trade power there. Is what it's showing, so this will be fine. But it doesn't solve my placement problem, so what I actually want to do was grab this fleet, pause them for a brief moment, grab a brig, go back to privateering the Caribbean, easier to find on the screen, and then finally have you do the transporting. Whew. No, I'm not gonna accept any demands. Come on. Speaking of demands, has nothing to do with demands. I haven't looked at the Age of Absolutism in a long time. We haven't even looked at absolutism, honestly. And we really should. Completely forgot about the fact that we're in the age. So we really want to hit multicultural nation. We might look at multiple universities just for... Well, I can just throw 1,000 some ducats at that and then we're done, right? Can just go universities, plop it down in a bunch of places. Now, technically, I should put it into places where institutions are going to spawn because it proves institution spread. Or where institutions are going to spread, I suppose. But I don't know that any of this really super matters. But I'm tempted to just throw down some. Yeah, I should. I almost certainly should. Where do we have one in Novgorod, in Königsberg, and this is half random. In Rügen, of course, that's 3. in... Do you want something over there in like Schleswig or something? Sure, let's do Schleswig in case it comes out of the HRE, and then one more in, say, Stockholm. Let's do Stockholm, if I can find it. Let's not do Stockholm. Because... why? Stockholm. Oh, because I'm currently constructing a trade depot. Ah, that explains why a lot of my interesting places weren't really there. I don't know, do Vilna. Sure, there. Some money spent. And then we might get a bit of a kickstart in that H thing, which would allow us to get the absolutism uptick thing, which then would help us with the rest. Okay. Also, we should look at things that give absolutism. Strengthened government does. Oh god, we have a terrible cap as a part republic. But we're going to do our best to get some. So strengthened government is a thing we can press at some point. Not right now when we don't have mill. And there is the reduction of unrest, harsh treatment, which gives absolutism for cheap, right? Kind of surprised that it doesn't say. I feel like it should say. But did that change somehow? How do I get it? Harsh treatment +1. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. We'll see. We're a republic. We're not going to be great in absolutism. Seems to be a theme recently. Not like it. But I think it'll be alright. Oh, we're gonna be once again going super over our governing cap here. Yikes. But I do want a state to get going. I want to enforce unity. And I want to go and get rid of these reform folks. We might as well hit the add to empire button, because that is kind of our thing. And I just considered something and then I forgot. It is not you. Right. No, this is all fine. All right. We do not have strength going, missionary strength. I think that's okay. It's gonna cost us a bit more money, but I like my other tenets more, I suppose. Now, what date would be the one, or at what date would we say that it's no longer worth, or that we can no longer wait with our fleet here for a trader fleet to come by? We're just gonna have to send them in before the 42 thing ends. Let's say in 36. We haven't hit a treasure fleet and seen how big they are in 36. I'm just gonna send my whole fleet over, because otherwise we might miss a window there, which I don't want to do. Which I do not want to do. Something mosquitoes. Corn Bruges. Now, Corn Bruges, is that already enough for the annexation of you? It is. Okay. When would you be done? May 34. And you will be done in, if we don't look at the diplomats, but we look at the annexation. Should be here somewhere, right? There it is. You would be done in August 31, which is very soon. By your May 34? Yikes. Okay. I'm gonna start it. And we're going to have to Scottish toggle. Because apparently it takes forever to eat a Venetian. How super close are we here? We're at 759 of 774. We're doing 4 a month. So we have a tiny moment. That's math for you. Micmac separatists. And not sharing in Baluchistan. Our friends in Queen Anne don't quite look like they're up to the task of beating up the Micmacs today. So you folks, stop it again. Stop it. Get there, grab an army, and then go help. And you, the rest of you, go back to privateering here. Okay. Keep keeping an eye on this. It's probably just wrong what I'm doing here. I mean, this trying to drive it to the edge. It's just that I would like the ability to just decide to finish the annexation and be done. So I want it to be as close to finishing as possible. But maybe I'm just going to do the toggle now. They might have a tiny change in development from an event and then suddenly they're cheaper and then it ends. So we don't want that to happen. Let's go for Polotsk. And we're going to have to make them annoyed. And we don't even have to Scootage toggle. We can just say, I want you to trade Polotsk. That's actually excellent. Because we can turn that off at any time. And now they won't be integrating anymore. Hopefully they won't have their liberty supported, because that would be bad. As long as they don't do that, we're gonna be fine. How much do you like me, Austria? Oh, you don't. Woof. Let's have them like me again. They should trust me a lot, but they don't love me. Also, Inquisitor has died, which makes me grab. Do I want an unrest person? Still don't think I want the full price inflation person, although we're making decent dosh. Well, that's a lot of money. Then again, the unrest won't handle any of these for us. So maybe running Christoph Rungel would be okay. And it would give us insane admin. Which we'd use for what, actually? I think we've cored everything we can. Maybe not everything, there might be a few states we can still make. There are guaranteed to be states. I am very tempted by Christoph here. Sure. Also, most of y'all fit on that boat. Gonna leave A1 stack again, because it's what I do apparently. Grab this one stack and bring it up as well. And then try to remember to come back to deal. Oh no, not a trade league. By Holstein of all people. Rejects from Mecklenburg, sure. So, my annexations. We want to see this one being within like 2 months or so of completion, and then we're gonna turn the other one back on. And Onxim? Onxim. What's an Onxim? Hi, Onxim. Oh, it's one of the new Australian things. I haven't played it all, really. Well, in Leviathan they changed Australian natives, and that's cool, but I haven't really played in the region at all since they did that. I know if playing as an Australian native is particularly fun, but the region might be slightly more interesting now with them actually being folks on Australia. I almost said Austria there. Would be kind of hilarious. Speaking of hilarious, I think we want to go a bit higher on the mill. Go to 80. It's going to allow me to click. Ooh, speaking of clicking, I think it's time to gain the pirate threat finally, because we now have actually use for the manpower. I feel like we're going to go with Conquer New States very soon if we want to start generating actual thingamabob. Absolutism. Alright, y'all are ready. Y'all are ready. We don't have any combat professionals at all. Can we have these Micmac attack into us? We have cores around here. These are not Micmacian cores. That's a Micmacian core. So you're probably going to come either over here or you're going to go into bear gag, where we can then help out. Oh, the revenge is manning up. Oh, you did not do as I thought you would. That's a bit unfortunate. I'm gonna go in here. We will probably be too late. Okay. The size of the treasure fleet did go up. Well, that's 103 ducats, but it's very close to minimum still. So I think we're far away from any sort of success there. So the rebels went and tend to want our subjects troop there, which is why we didn't get a defensive advantage at all. What happened here? It must have grown. Polotsk must have grown because suddenly they are further away from integration. Now they're 20 points away, which at 5 a month is 4 months. To keep that in mind. And I can turn off the divert trade for a moment, I suppose. Maybe I should do that. It doesn't cost much. Unlike scootage toggling, I don't think this is terrible to do. Disable. They might have some sort of opinion modifier. Yeah, they do. But that's fine. We can just turn this on and off as we desire. Which is awesome. Part of me wants to go grab a gold mine, develop it, and then give it to the Spanish. Just so we get this over with. That's kind of stupid, the fact that they don't have proper treasure fleets around here. Oh. Probably scared me for a moment. I thought I had missed the integration thing here. 89.5. Let's give it one more month and then we're gonna turn them off again. The reason I want it rather close is that I want to be able to finish the annexation in case anything happens, or if I miss the date of properly annexing the Venetians, I want to be able to still then somewhat quickly annex the rest, even when we have -3 to blue up. Is it really -3? It feels like it's a -3. Something feels off about that, but I don't know what right now. Okay, rebels up here are still a thing. Rebels down there are also still a thing. But you have 15,000 troops. So I think I'm gonna go and suppress up here in my this subject's land. My subject would not have been particularly precise. And I'm gonna try to bring over the last guy. And as I try, not because it's hard to do, but because I might just forget to finish it. Are we still like super over our force limit or naval force limit? We probably are. No, we're not. Did we like lose a lot of the income from Queen Anne or the Black Pearl? When it looked terrible the other day? Because they were occupied and in war or something? Maybe. Because this now seems fine. Do this. And I think I do stay at Flanders here. Even though the governing cap is buckling. Who cares? Just do it. I mean, honestly, Wales too, right? And Wessex, so I can't yet. Still coring. Fine by me. Good enough. Do I want to focus on mill? I can't. So I won't. I can't, so I shan't. Ha! I remembered. Look at me. Smartest man in this video recording session. Or something. Something. Knowledge sharing, fine. I honestly don't care about much that's going on the international stage right now. I like that we haven't seen any, I mean, watch some famous last words, but we haven't seen any Ottoman tussles in a while. But it might partially be because they were busy in the south. It might also be because we're hurting their economy something fierce by eating up most of their trade in their home node. Can we see how many ducats they're still taking out? Yeah. 22 ducats. That's for an Ottoman. Oh, nice amount of trade value here. That's a joke. We can never have enough money. How did you know? How did you know, game, that I like having a lot of money? Yeah, let's build a manufacturer. Why not? We must have built our universities already, right? Yeah, we did. I really, really, really wish we could grab one more culture. When do we get another promoted culture? And why is it not now? Level 20? That's like a full level away. There's some trade we could be trading in that gives that, but don't really see myself using my fleet for that kind of shenanigan right now. Two. Yeah, we'll use 2 of our governing cap. Because it's terrible land, we know. Was there a government reform? There may have been a government reform that gave accepted thingamabobs. Buccaneer influence, trade power abroad, privateer efficiency. Because this captain influence, which is why I didn't take it. Also, doesn't give us Republican tradition, which is why I didn't take it. But okay, I don't seem to see anything particularly. Oh, this gives me war against the world, which is obviously insanely nuts. No. No. Yeah, maybe not. I really would just like one more accepted culture slot, but that would probably have required me going to different idea groups. We should check our merchants. So the one in Krakow is doing 2 ducats into the Baltic, which is nice. Or North Sea is even worse. It's only collecting 1.24 ducats. While we could be collecting probably in the English Channel. I know we're also privateering there. But that might just be worth more money. Could also go for something like Rhineland, because it would be an inland merchant giving us a bonus. And there's decent money in Rhineland. Let's try sending the North Sea guy to Rhineland, see what that does. 43 ducats in trade. If I go collect from trade with the guy from the North Sea. Should I say 44? 43. We check maybe next month. What's this? Prestige loss. Hot chocolate, whatever. That's 42.75. Let's give it one more turn. Sorry, I keep itching my nose, scratching my nose, but it's very itchy. Trade 42.78. No, it's slightly worse, I suppose. Lost our army reformer. Yeah, it's doing less. Okay. Yeah, we have no power here still, even though we get the bonus. I think we get the bonus. It should increase our privateering by a tiny bit, so maybe it's actually not that bad. I'm collecting in Lübeck, which makes sense. I could try to do the same in Saxony instead, but Saxony is not as rich, right? That's 16. It's just not that much money. I suppose I'm splitting hairs here, it doesn't really matter. But part of me wants to optimize this. There's a lot of money that is not going away from, like Kazan, for example. Let's try that. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I'm gonna try sending my now Rhineland person over there and see if that makes anything better. Let's also grab a new advisor here. Still no real useful military advisors, unfortunately. Somehow they don't seem to want to make themselves useful. Also, I still want to merge these up with my privateering fleet, but that's... a lot of nice spy network with the Swedes. Let's use that to fabricate some nice claims. Well, I say claims. A nice claim. And claim. Disappointing! What does our trade say? 42 ducats. Let's give it one more month. 46 ducats. There we go. So grabbing the stuff over in, what was it? Kazan is more efficient than sending it to Novgorod and then sending some of that to the Baltic, where we then take some of it. Which I suppose makes sense. You know what else makes sense? Putting a cut in here because 36 minutes is way too long already for an episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, as always, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and if you have anything else to say, you know where to go. There's a section just made for it. They call it the comment section. It's a good place. Go there. Thank you for watching. See you folks next time.